What's going on, guys? In this video we're going to be talking about the FIRE movement and why you have to know about this movement. Let's get into the video. So what is the FIRE movement? The FIRE movement stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. And what it is it's really become a mainstream thing in the past 10 years. And what it is really empowering consumers to really think about their spending and think about their way of living and try to find a more affordable way to live, a more sustainable way to live, embrace minimalism and ways to save more of your income and reduce your living expenses so you can retire much earlier. And there's been many people, some people have been able to retire at 30. So we'll go in and break down exactly how it works. So typically the way the FIRE movement works is you get your income. What most people do is they spend all of their income as soon as they get their paycheck. At the end of the month, they have more money than they have money. So the FIRE movement is more about switching your mentality. It's about really thinking hard about what you spend your money on and thinking, is this really adding value to my life? For example, going to restaurants, wasting a whole bunch of money on the weekend drinking, cigarettes, buying designer name brand clothes when you're not on a high income, buying brand new flashy cars when you're not on a big income, because things like this will really eat up your income, and it may get you into a lot of debt, which you've then got interest on top of your expenses. So the first thing with the FIRE movement is to change your mindset. Think about every single time you spend money and think, is this adding value to my life? Do I really need this? Does it make me happy? Because a lot of the time people just spend money because they've just gotten into the habit. They've gotten in a habit of, spending $20 on breakfast, lunch, dinner. They've gotten in a habit of going out the weekend and just not even thinking and just wasting hundreds of dollars on alcohol and other things. They've gotten in habits of, buying the brand new flash car every time a new iPhone comes out, buying the new iPhone. So you got to really change your mindset, and when you're buying something, think that is time of your life going into that purchase. So when you go to buy something, say for example, if it's $100 and you earn $25 an hour, and you get taxed at 30%, so it's $17 an hour. So to pay for that, it will take you 5 hours of your life. That's, when you think of it really in that way, that's taking 5 hours of your life because you have to work 5 hours to pay for that. So think, is this really worth 5 hours of my life for this? And even worse, say for example you go and you buy a $50,000 car, and if you're earning $50,000 a year minus tax, you might be working a year and a half just to pay for that car. Is a year and a half worth paying for a fancy car? Would you rather just buy a car for a few $1,000s that will get you from A to B and that's reliable and will cost you a lot less? So money at the end of the day, when you're working for it, that is really life energy. It's your life energy, and that's what you really need to think of when you purchase. So now you've got this mindset, you've got the understanding of your expenses and how it really affects you, and how you really need to get your living expenses. Say for example your living expenses is $50,000 at the moment. What you could do is, for one, you could really contemplate, do you need a car? If you live close to work, or if you live in a city and there's really great public transport, you can reduce your expenses a lot by selling your car and just saving a lot of time. Instead of going to the gym, and if you do cardio, you could just ride your bike to work and kill two birds with one stone there. Also, you can house hack by buying a house if you can and renting out the rooms, or if you can, buy a triplex or fourplex and rent out the other units, and it pays off your mortgage. Or just rent a room in a house, or rent with your roommates, and save income there. And then another way to save income is by not buying designer brand clothes. Every time you go to purchase something, give it 24 hours and see if you really need it. And by doing this, you should be able to, you'll be surprised on how much you can save instead of, getting haircuts, cut your own hair, negotiate your utilities to get a better deal, your insurance. There's lots of ways you can reduce your income, and the key for the FIRE movement is really the ultimate goal is to try to save 50% of your income. So if you can find a way to do that, you'll be well on your way to early retirement. So now you've saved, you figured out ways to reduce your income to save, minimum you want to be saving is 10% of your income to 50%. Now what are you going to do with the money? And what a lot of people are doing is investing in the stock market in exchange traded funds, because they're very simple for beginners. You just look at an index. One that's pretty popular is the VTI or VTSAX. It's just a total stock market ETF that just buys 3,100 of the top stocks, diversifies your investment, and has an average return over the past 10 years of 12 to 13%, so it's had very good returns. And the S&P 500 over the past 90 years has returned an average of 9.5%. So that's what you need to do. You need to get your money working for you. And so every couple of months, as you save and you open up a brokerage account, you just put away money. And it doesn't matter, because if the stock market's crashing, because then you buy stocks when it's low. The stock market's up, you buy it when it's up, but it averages out. But the key is to start early, because if someone waits because they think, oh, the stock market's overvalued, I'm going to wait, and no one can predict the market, and then, for example, 10 years go by, and then they think, oh, far out, I've waited 10 years, I really need to start investing. If they just started investing, say for example, $1,000 when they were 25, and then they just invested $1,000 a month until they retire at 65, they'll actually have more than someone that started at 45 but invested double, 2,000 a month. So the key for compound interest is to start early. So now you've reduced your income, you've embraced a minimalist lifestyle. Doesn't mean you don't spend any money, but you're only spending money on things you really value and bring happiness and value to your life. You invest it, you build your nest egg, and now you need to know, how much do I need to... So the magic number, the secret formula, it's not very complicated at all. All you need is 25 times your annual expense. So if your annual expenses are $50,000 a year, you'll need $1,250,000 to retire. If your annual expenses get down to $25,000 a year, all you need is $750,000 to retire a year. And all you do is withdraw 4% of that a year, and that will be your yearly living expense. For example, 4% of $755,000 is $25,000. 4% of $1,250,000 is $50,000. And so as you're withdrawing 4%, there may be times when you're withdrawing when the market is low. Maybe times when you're withdrawing when it's high, so it averages out. But as we said before, historically the market should return minimum 7 to 8% over the long term. So even if you're withdrawing 4%, it's pretty safe. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it's pretty much 99% guaranteed that your portfolio won't diminish, and it will still grow in your retirement. So guys, that's the FIRE movement. A lot of millennials are embracing the FIRE movement at the moment because we're brainwashed all the time. Everyone's trying to sell us something. We're bombarded with ads all the time of sell, of buy, sorry. And people are just spending money out of the habit. They're not thinking, and at the end of the month they're wondering where all their money went. So first thing, every day track your expenses, check your bank account, find ways you can reduce your expenses, stop wasting money on unnecessary things, start investing your money in ETFs, or if you understand real estate and you're very good in real estate, invest in real estate. And if you can save 50% of your income, you should be able to retire within 10 to 12 years. So that's the way, guys. People are embracing a simpler, happier life. At the end of the day, you probably might even retire and you might get bored, and then you might actually start a business, or then you can do jobs you enjoy, not jobs that you have to do. If you get a really bad boss and he treats you like crap, you can tell him, go get stuffed, I don't need this job. So guys, I hope you like this video. I'm going to keep coming out with the content. I'm embracing this journey, embracing the FIRE movement. I'm trying my best to reduce my expenses and work hard to build up my nest egg so I have more choices in life. And I want to bring you guys along me as we all become millionaires, not so we become rich and flash, but so we can provide a better life for our families and have more choices. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.